Take one. As we've been studying the letter of James, he talks a lot about the mouth and how it is used, or really how it's misused. And so we get into the third chapter leading into the fourth chapter, where we get this connection of mindful speech with community harmony. You know, that our words just can't be held up by ourselves, but it does something for the body, for the community. And hopefully, if that's used correctly, it brings harmony. We want our communication to knit us more closely together, rather than to alienate. And so it calls for a certain amount of wisdom, but not the wisdom of this world. It calls for a wisdom that is integrated with the character of God. And so we read in James chapter 4, verse 1, "What causes quarrels and fights among you?" Think about that for a moment. Think about those times in which you have gotten into some arguments, some heated discussions, but really that sense of quarrels and fights. What causes that? Well, so often we have a claim of wisdom. I've got the wisdom, you don't. And so we take our claims of wisdom and we connect them with our thoughts of correctness. And so somehow we try to raise ourselves above another. It's sort of that worldly determination to be right. You got to be right. And you're not going to hedge the bet. You're going to battle through to prove that you're right. It's that your behavior is taken as necessary. You have to do it this way. And you refuse to sacrifice in the midst of the struggle. You're not going to give an inch. You're not going to budge a bit. But you're going to stand firm where you're at. And so what you and I end up doing in these moments is we justify our use of self-centered means to support what we allege to be good. But sometimes what happens, what causes that is that we have this fear that we can't stand idly by. We have to be forceful. We have to speak out. We have to say things because we have to be right. And so what we end up doing in our fear of not wanting to stand idly by, we become entangled in our double-mindedness. We claim to be God's because of the waters of our baptism, but we live as if we belong to the world. We create disorder, disharmony, and distance between us and another person or group of people because we have to be right. And because we have to be right, we cling to our own selfish ambition of being right. And an envy about another, if it begins to slip away from us, and maybe we see that they're right. That's the first take. Next, take two.